I'm Emily Shacklett, leader of the Executive Services practice here at Fairport and Luma Wealth. We come to you today because in the ever-changing work environment, we see a lot of movement in the industry. You know, despite the fact that a lot of people are losing their jobs, there's many companies in many industries that are hiring. And so people are getting job opportunities that they want to consider. The statistics show that 70% of hiring managers are expecting you to negotiate your compensation, but yet only 39% of you are actually doing that. So we need to bridge that gap. We need to close the disconnect. We talked to you in our last video about what are those non-financial factors that you need to consider as you are looking at a new career opportunity. Today, we want to talk to you about what are the financial factors that you want to consider as you're looking at these opportunities. What are the right questions to ask? So with that, I'm going to start it off with a story. We'll talk about our friend Harry. Harry actually got a call from a recruiter. Sounded like a fantastic job opportunity, and oh boy, really big salary and bonus increase. And so on its face, Harry was very excited and thought, maybe this is the job for me. But yet, he was a little torn because he knew, I really like my current job. I've been there for a long time. I have so much institutional knowledge. I'm really respected there. So I need to really consider all the factors before I make a move. So Harry did what he should do, and he reached out to his advisors and said, let's have an objective conversation about what I need to be considering before I make this move. So to start out with, it's the obvious but not so obvious considerations around salary. So yeah, they were offering Harry a higher salary, but is that the only factor when it comes to thinking about salary? I mean, first of all, you need to remember that your base salary, it's the basis for a lot of things. It's the basis for all of your future increases, first of all. Second of all, it's most likely the basis for how your bonus is calculated. So that is critical, is understanding that you are maximizing indeed that base salary. Some things to think about there too that are a little less obvious is, salary bands, for example. Does this company, the way they operate, do they have limitations on your salary? Do they put you in bands? Do you limit your upside? Another thing is, how do they look at increases? Do they give automatic merit increases every year? Do they give COLA increases, a combination of the both? Or do they just give increases at promotional periods? You want to know the answers to these questions because although it may not change the path of your decision, it could really impact your emotions around your job if you walk into a situation where you're surprised. So next factor, again, seems kind of obvious on its face, but it's the bonus, and it has a really big impact. There's multiple different kind of bonuses you could be offered, one being a signing bonus, one being a performance bonus based on your performance during the year, and then another being, for example, a retention type bonus. Like we as a company, we want to hold on to you, so we're going to give you this bonus. So what do you need to be thinking about when it comes to those bonuses? First of all, a signing bonus is a great tool because in many cases, if you're walking away from one job and into another, you might be leaving some things on the table. And if you've really played your cards right and done your research, you know what those things are. A signing bonus is an amazing tool to actually get payback for those things that you might be giving up when you leave your old job. On the performance type bonuses, again, how is that performance viewed? Is it more subjective? Is it more objective? Is it based on my behavior within the company or performance numbers within the company? Know the answers to those questions because, again, it'll really be important to your happiness with your compensation to really understand those things. On the retention bonus side, the only thing I'll say is don't ever think that that's just about the company. That's about you too. And if a company offers you a retention bonus, for example, in shares that cliff vest, what happens if they get sick of you right before the shares cliff vest? So just remember that retention bonuses may or may not be in your favor, and we've seen them go both ways. Next factor to consider, exec comp. Now, not all of us can get offered equity in companies, but I will say that both public and private companies can offer equity and ownership. for your performance and your contribution to the company's performance. If they are offering different types of equity ownership, understand they're all taxed differently. So really know how the benefits work, and if you don't, reach out to your advisor and ask them to help you to understand what the tax implications are and how those plans actually work. On the retirement side of things, this is key. Yes, most companies offer a 401k or a 403b these days. No, most companies don't offer pensions anymore. For the most part, they're frozen. But it's the more nuanced things like, what is the company match that they offer? Can I participate in profit sharing? If I'm a highly compensated executive, do they have non-qualified plans that will get me up to a reasonable savings level for what the compensation that I'm used to? These are all the retirement factors that you want to be considering. And then the last thing I'll talk about is the health and wellness benefits. What I'll say here is understand the cost of benefits you're walking away from and into. That's really key because that's going to change your salary in a significant way. The other thing I'll say is understand what kind of other health and welfare benefit perks they offer. Does the company offer an HSA? And if they do, gosh, they might even match it. Do they match it? Did your old company match it? You want to know the answer to that question. And finally, some companies, really in promoting the health and the wellness of their employees, they're giving allowances, they're giving cost savings on the benefits for you taking good care of yourself and treating yourself right. You want to know how the company views the world, and you want to know how that works. So these are some of the financial factors that we thought about with Harry and helped him to make the right decision around his job. If you right now are in a situation where you're thinking about making a career move and not sure how to assess the differences in the benefits from one company to another, reach out to me or your Fairport and Luma Wealth advisor. We're happy to have an objective conversation with you about what this career move might look like for you.